show, girlfriend Peggy. Why do you want to do this show?
Well, I thought it would be interesting just to do what we do on a normal, everyday basis. That's chew up the fat about our dating experiences and what we're finding out is going on with dating at an older age. And I thought that would be interesting just to share, not from a professional standpoint of view, but just girlfriend to girlfriend.
2021 is here, and so are we. Hey, what's going on, family? It's me, Ms.B, coming to you live on Facebook under Raw Talk and on YouTube on our new channel, Real As Women Talk. It is REALAS Women Raw, absolutely raw talk. And I'm so happy to be with you tonight. Now, you know, I had spent a lot of time with so many of you doing radio in Orlando, and then I ended it. It was over. And I really didn't want to do anything else. I was pretty much done with all of it. I just didn't feel like being bothered. And time has gone on, and I've had an opportunity to do a little healing and a little thinking and all of those good things. And with the way technology makes it so much easier for us to do our own thing, I realized it was time for me to do that. People had been hounding me about, I don't want to say hounding, but at least asking me and wondering what it is I'm doing and what am I doing in Atlanta. Well, you know, I came to Atlanta to be with my daughter, to be of assistance to her while she worked on building her business and her brand and her millionaire mindset. And so it's been a wonderful experience for me. I've just laid back and supported her, but laid back and did exactly what I felt like doing. People would say, well, Ms.B, what are you doing now? And I would say anything I feel like, which was pretty much the absolute case. And so about a month or so ago, my girlfriend Peggy, who I talk to every day, all day long, we talk about everything that goes on in our lives, especially what happens in our dating relationships. That is the hot topic of discussion all of the time. And so we were both coming to a place in our personal situations where we realized it was time for a change, and that if we were going to make anything happen, it was going to start with us, and we had to do something different from what we had been doing. If you keep doing the same old thing that you've been doing, expecting a different outcome, well, they say that's the definition of crazy. So who wants to be crazy like that? But I found that I had been pretty crazy, and crazy for a long time, far too long. And so we talked about that. We studied other people. We studied spiritually. We followed other folks on YouTube who talk about dating and talk about queen being queenly, it just all of those types of things. And not too long ago, maybe just a few weeks ago, this particular gentleman went viral on YouTube as a result of his show and his interaction with a particular female. Some of you have probably already seen the clip or heard about him. His name is Kevin Samuels. He has a YouTube channel, extremely popular. He is a very polished gentleman, Black gentleman, who is an image consultant and also a relationship expert. And I don't know how you get to be that. I'm not sure of what the credentials are for being a relationship expert, but he does give some very poignant advice to men and women. But this particular woman took the cake. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about what he said to her, so you can get the feeling of where we'll be coming from on this, our official first live episode of Real Ass Women Raw Talk. Now, my girlfriend Peggy is backstage and she'll be joining us shortly. But this man pissed Peggy off. He ticked her off so bad. She said, hey, girlfriend, we're going to have to get on here. We're going to have to respond to him. We have to do something. Well, responding to him on your own Facebook page, what is that? But responding where more people can have input and more people can share their thoughts and opinions, I thought was a better idea. And she says, hey, we've got to do this. And she really pushed me, which was the shove that I needed to get off my ass and do what I really need to be doing. And so this is a journey for us. It's a learning process for me, learning all sorts of new technology and apps and how to make things happen. And so we're coming to you fresh and new with our deepest thoughts and feelings, our sincere experiences, and we just hope that you find it as fun, informative, and entertaining as we intend for it to be. So without further ado, here's Kevin Samuels and an excerpt from his show where he talks to a woman. She's in her mid-30s. And he's talking with her about dating, about what men are looking for, and why she hasn't been successful so far in finding the man of her dreams. Let's see. Here we go. See what I mean? It's a learning process.
That's the problem. You all think you're the exception to the rule, but your life has proven to you that you're not.
My love life is not that good. I agree with you.
That's my point, and ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not sure at this point what I'm not doing right. I can't wait to find out what it is, but perhaps you heard what he was saying. I think I'm just going to have to surmise it and see. I told you it's part of the learning process. The thing about doing these live broadcasts is that there's no way, I don't think, to figure out what to do until you're actually doing it. And so there you go. So I'm going to figure out exactly how to get that to you for the next time. But summarize it to say, this young lady spoke about what she was looking for in a man, and she wanted a six-figure man. And he told her, listen, men who make that kind of money have options, and you don't fall into a category that would attract that type of man. You're 35 years old, you have a 13-year-old son, and he has a missing father. So you're going to be looking for someone to come in and be a father figure to this young man and become part of your life. A man who makes six figures or more, even though that's what she makes as well, has better options than that. He can find a younger woman with whom he can start his own family, and he doesn't have to compete with a lackadaisical, nonchalant, absent baby daddy and a young man who is already a teenager talking about it's time to raise him. He can find a young, fresh, attractive woman who is a 10 in just about any man's eyes and go forward with her. So there you go. And sum it up to say the thing that ticked Peggy off is that he then said to her, with everything you have not going for you, you are average at best, average looking, even though she says she has a nice figure. He said, that's not enough. You're average looking at best. What do you look like without that hair and makeup? And you're going to probably die alone. Man, that thing set Peggy off like you just would not believe. And I agree with her. Where do you get off telling somebody how they're going to live or die, or what they can and cannot have, or can and cannot get? Who died and left you in charge of that? You're not. And who's to say what she can or can't attract? Because it's more to it than the superficial things that he places value on. He deals a lot with reality, and we deal more with what God has to say about it. Where's your vibration? What's your level of attraction? What's your focus? What are you doing to make that happen? And so that was a point of contention. But we just want to let you know that we plan on being on live on Facebook every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. for you to share your thoughts and opinions and to listen to ours as well. So you can follow us on Facebook at Raw Talk, RAW Talk. You can also find us on YouTube at Real As Women Talk. REALAS Women Raw Talk on YouTube. When you get there, we would love it if you would like and share and comment, and of course subscribe. That goes without saying, huh? So we want you to please do all of those things with us. We would greatly appreciate it. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh, and click on the notification bell when you're on YouTube. That way, every time we go live, you get a notification, and then you can join us. Same thing with Facebook as well. So we're excited about talking with you regularly. We will be on every night. We just don't know what time. We could pop on at any time on all of the other days of the week, but Wednesday night for sure, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So we look forward to seeing you and hearing from you. That's my girl, Shirley Walthour. Thank you so much for joining me. Your word is true. Happy belated birthday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. God bless you in 2021. And Shirley is a longtime friend of mine, and she finds herself in the same category, a woman over 50 who is single, and I don't know, maybe dating, possibly looking to date. And so we hope to bring women and men to the channel who are single, who are over 50, who are looking for a mate, who want to have grown adult candid conversation about your experiences in the dating world. Personally, I am 65 years old, and I'm looking again. I decided in 2020 that the way I was living my life and the connections that I was making, the types of men that I were attracting, although they were great men, there's nothing wrong with them. but not compatible with me. In the long run, not what I'm looking for, not able to fulfill my deepest emotional and spiritual needs. And don't forget the sexual needs too. And so if it doesn't work, and you know it, and at this age it doesn't take a long time to figure that out, then you politely bow out and move on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on? Hi, Kim. My girl, I love her last name. Don't you love it? She's a brick house. What's going on, baby? Thank you so much for joining me. You know I got nothing but love for you. And Kim also both Kim and Shirley, both very successful entrepreneurs and business women, career women who have their own everything, have their own luxury everything, and don't need a man for any financial security or any of those types of things, but still would like to have male energy. And there are a lot of women who are in this category. We're at a point now where we've been married, we've had children, we've raised them, we have succeeded and flourished in our careers. And now we're at a point in our lives where we want to have a good time. We're looking for a genuine companion. Thank you for agreeing, Shirley. I thought I felt the way you felt. I thought I could feel what you were feeling. We are looking for a real companion, and someone whose interest matches ours, and who share the same values, and who can enhance our lives. Because let's face it, when you already have the house and you have the car and you have the clothing and you have the money, you have wherewithal, you have your health, you're able to still be mobile and walk around and travel and do things, you want someone to share that with. And if you like me, I want somebody to love on. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody to really spend some quality time with and enjoy these, this. I'm not trying to be morbid, but to enjoy this stage of our lives, because truth be told, we don't know the day, the time, or the hour. And so we've been blessed to live this long, and we are expecting that God will let us live a little bit longer. And the time that's a little bit longer, we want to have a good time. I don't know about you, but I would like to have some fun. And so that's basically what we're looking for. And who knows? Who knows what 2021 will bring? And so we invite you to follow us and to share your thoughts and opinions. And I'm gonna tell you something. When 2021 rolled around, I had to make, well, before that, I made a very conscientious decision that I was not going to take into 2021 the energy from anybody that I had in 2020 or prior to. Okay, so anything that I did with anybody in 2020 or prior to that time, I wasn't planning on doing with them again. Done. Finish. So if I had sex with you, if I video chatted, and if we did sexual things virtually, if you got pictures, if you gave me pictures, I don't get you name it. Whatever it was we did, whatever little game we played, however it was, peace and blessings to you. I'm done. Finito. Because that led nowhere. All of that expended energy went nowhere. Now, is it their fault? Absolutely not. I had to take some time, and I'm going to take some more time, as much time as I need, to work on me, because I realize that it's not them. And ladies, you can chime in and agree with me or not, but it's not them, it's me. All right, so can you see what Catherine is saying? What's going on, Coco? She says she's not single anymore, but when she was looking for her matchmate, she wasn't looking for someone who had it all. She was ready for someone to enjoy life together. And from what I can see on Facebook, I think you found that person. And I would like to talk to you in depth, Coco. We got to have you as a guest on the show, because I know you personally. I know that you found him as a result of let me see, no time for reruns was always my motto. Exactly. Ain't no going back. Once you make up your mind about something, once you realize, once the cat is out the bag, then there's no going back. No hard feelings. When I see you in the street, I'm going to speak to you. I'm going to treat you like I always did. No hard feelings, but there's no going back. But Coco, I want to make some time to have you on the show with us, because I know you have experience with online dating, and I believe that's how you found your matchmate. I think that is so exciting. I'm just not. I don't know. I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready. Shirley says I'm too raw. Oh, listen, let me tell you something. That was the toned down version. The practice shows that we did prior to tonight were much more raw. You have to look at them while you can, because they're going to come down. But yeah, but it's very raw and candid. And I just felt like if I couldn't be that way, I wouldn't bother to do it at all. For those who don't know, but everybody who is in the room with us now, thank you so much for being in the virtual room. For you all know me, and you know that I've spent over 30 years in broadcast media, on radio and TV and all of those types of things. And I had to follow someone else's format. I had to stay confined in the persona that they wanted me to project. I think the most open time and fun time I ever had was probably being on Real Radio 104.1, because we were a talk radio station, and it was a very in your face kind of format. And so the restrictions were just on language, but for the most part, we did whatever we wanted to do and said whatever we wanted to say. And so I had to do that. And that lends itself to presenting a particular public persona. But people who interact with me all the time, and who I had the pleasure of partying with every week after week for over 10 years, they know how I am. They know how I can be. So raw it is. Yeah. Shirley says she knows. Listen, I have been friends with Shirley since 1970. Oh, 77, 78, in that neighborhood. And so she says it's not possible. It's not possible for me to not be raw. Thanks, Coco. I will certainly be reaching out to you, because I think that's something that some women are curious to know about. Personally, I tried the app on Facebook. If you go into Facebook, Facebook has a dating app, and you can go on there and put your little profile in and everything. I'm trying to see where it is on the screen. Okay, it's hard to see, but on the if you go into Facebook, along the bottom of the screen where you have your icons for home and Facebook Marketplace, etc., it would be this one right here. It's the fourth one over from the left. If you click on it, then it takes you to the dating app. It sucks. However, I did meet some interesting people, people who are in my industry on both ends, some on a higher level than another, but men are men, no matter what it is they do. And so I didn't enjoy the experience. I'll give a what's up and blow some kisses at my girlfriend Peggy. Girlfriend Peggy is in the building, looking absolutely fabulous. Hey, girlfriend Peggy. Yeah, you laid that hair. That thing is fried, dyed, laid to the side. It is. She always she went to work.
Yeah, she did. She always does a job. Vicky Keys Realty.
Yeah, she might be a realtor, but that hairdresser is her number one game, and she keeps you looking absolutely beautiful. So, ladies who have short hair and like the fly short hair do, make sure you get with girlfriend Peggy and let her tell you all about Miss Vicky. But it's beautiful. You doing all right tonight, baby?
I'm good. Yes, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes, Kim. She wears her hair short and long. She said, "You're looking good, Peggy."
Thank you. Tell her I said thank you. Much love.
Yes, she's right there. She's here in the room with us. Shirley and Kim and Coco, Catherine Coco Hurd. They're all in the room with us. Just to let you know, you all follow Coco on Facebook. She is our official paparazzi distributor, and so the home of $5 Bling and an entrepreneur du jour. She does a lot. She also has her own radio show as well. So she does a lot. She has agreed to come on with us, Peggy, on another show and talk about online dating.
Okay, I would be interested in that.
Listen, what was that face? What do you mean?
You know how I am about online dating.
Yeah, well, see, and the reason you're like that with online dating is you're welcome, my love. Is I don't know. Have you tried it? No, you haven't tried it. So what can you be with it? What is it that you are with it?
I'm afraid that they're hookup sites.
So what do you mean?
You know, just people just looking just to hook up.
Well, that's what all men are doing. You don't have to go to a site for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Any man that approaches you is looking to hook up with you.
Yeah.
Now, whether he's looking to hook up with you for a long time or for an instant is,
I'm thinking more instant on the sites.
Why would you think that?
A stinking way of thinking.
Okay, and because you haven't explored it. And so that's what we're going to do. We realize that going into 2021, we have to change our stinking thinking. Catherine says, she's telling you it's possible, Peggy. I have another girlfriend who is successfully married as a result of doing a lot of online dating. But, I understand where you're coming from, but it's based on a lack of knowledge as opposed to exploring it. And so we're going to open it up. We're going to talk to some men and talk to some women. It would be great. What I would really love and Coco, you ask your man if he would consider coming on with you as well, so we can hear from a man's perspective. What makes a man go to a dating site? What was he looking for when he found you? I want to hear the whole love story connection.
Yeah.
You know, and get some insight to that. What site did you use? Were you on multiple sites? And what were your experiences? I think that's the only way we can get beyond our phobias and fears about online dating, because granted, based on our conversation, you and I say, hey, we have to do something different. We can't do the same thing. I can't meet you at the grocery store or at the bus stop, or, well, we won't meet you at the bus stop, but, you know, at the gas station, or, you know, any of those kind of things. And that can't be the way all the time for me. Yeah, it can't always be in the club. Let's see. Kim says, I have no patience for online dating. I know a lot of people that have been successful. Yes, they are successful, but patience is a virtue. Catherine says that she definitely understands how you feel. She was hesitant at first too, but you know, she says, don't shut down the option until you try it. Coco, what I'm going to do, since I got you right there, I don't think we should waste any time. I'm going to look in my contact for you and see if I have your email. But listen, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'll tell you this. If you text me your email, that will be, she, she said she was going to make him come on with us. But if you text me, okay, she said she met him on Plenty of Fish. So if you text me your email, I will send you a link, and you can join us now if you like and talk. But you know, I don't want to put you on the spot. Peggy and I don't like to be put on the spot. We like to make sure we have our face, you know, our hair combed and our faces washed before we do it. Yeah,
90% of the time, most of the time.
Most of the time. So
there will be some days it's gonna be real up in here. And we're not gonna get all the razzle dazzle and all that razzmatazz and all that jazz. So sometimes you're gonna catch us looking okay, and sometimes not just okay.
Just okay, just average. Look,
right, just okay, right.
Easy. Because we'll be going on at all different times of the day and night, because we talk every day and we want to keep up with each other about how we're feeling. And so we are both coming out of situations, multiple situations. Peggy is coming out of a monogamous, committed relationship. But we got to the end of 2020 and said, this is it. Not doing this no more, not going back, not having it. And so what you're going to witness is our growth and journey in the process of getting ourselves prepared as women, as queens, and looking and being ready. Because I don't want to say looking, because I'm not looking. I'm really taking a sabbatical. I told Peggy, I said, I'm taking a break since I haven't taken a break since 1973, maybe 1971. I don't, you know, I have to do some math calculations on that. So I haven't taken a break from a man or male energy since I am first engaged in having any kind of male energy. So I'm going to take a sabbatical and just take some time to breathe and to work on myself and enjoy being myself and being alone. Ain't that right, Peggy?
That's right. Doing? I love being alone. I don't have a problem with it. I'm over here in my own little world, teeter-tottering around, changing up, switching up this room, that room, whatever little projects I want to do. I'm writing. I'm a writer. I've been a poet for over 25 years. I'm in the process of co-authoring with 3 other women authors. We're going to write a book, and I have one of my own that I would like to also come out with. And also I have a line of greeting cards that I'm working on that I would like to have up and going sometime 2021. I would like to have those online and available to purchase. Just some witty things that you are not going to find in Hallmark or in the regular in the stores. So they're going to be really unique cards.
Yes, yes, most definitely. And see, when you're doing all of those things, the man that comes into your life needs to be someone who can accentuate that, give you some support, enhance that, who understands that, who's not going to be jealous about, what it is that you're doing. Kim says she's ready to come out of her break and meet someone nice. And you know what, Kim, you can come on this journey with us and give us a regular report on how you're doing and what you're doing differently. Have you given any thought to what your plan is going to be for 2021 to get something different than what you got before? Now, Kim is a close personal friend of mine, and she has a different situation than some other people. She is extremely self-sufficient financially. And so what happens, she says a lot of times, is that you meet men who are very nice, but they're not on that level. And then anything over the top that you want to do, you end up having to finance. And that's not that, she's not interested in that. Coco says, I know the times have changed, but I still believe it's the man who is to find you. Yes, yes, yes. Why? Because he who finds a wife finds a good thing. That means that the man looks and the woman is there prepared and waiting. She says, you just need to make sure you're available for him to find you. Now, that's an interesting way to put it, that you're available for him to find you. Right now, I don't feel available. I don't feel like I have things in order with myself to be ready to present myself to the type of man I would want to be associated with in an intimate relationship. So I'm going to take some time to work on that. Doesn't say it's going to take forever, but I'm going to take a sabbatical.
Sabbatical sounds good.
Does it really? So what are you going to do?
I don't need a sabbatical. I don't need a sabbatical, but I just want to, like I say, I'm not rushing to find someone, or God's timing is everything. I believe in faith. I believe in what God has for me is for me, and who He has for me is for me. And when the time comes, no doubt about it, He will find me. He will find me. So. But I am going to take some steps to try to make myself more visible, I guess. Like you say, you can't hide away in the spec form. I mean, you did tell me about a girlfriend that I believe you had. He was the UPS man or something that came to her door.
He was the FedEx man.
And they end up they've been married for how many years now?
Oh my gosh. I would think at least 15 years now.
Okay.
And they both were, so he came and knocked on her door.
Right.
But they were both widowed. They both had similar experiences caring for their spouse until while they were going through a terminal illness, until they passed away. So they had a lot of things in common. They're spiritual, like they were also equally yoked spiritually. And so that makes a difference. I want to say hey to Terrell Vincent. Listen, I'm so glad you're here. He says the biggest problem for women is finding males that are actually men. Oh, you hit the nail on the head.
Boom, 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 boom. Where's the hammer?
I got to do like Vicky Dillard. I gotta get a gavel.
Yeah, that's it. That's the winner right there.
I follow Vicky Dillard on YouTube. She is a Fly Nubian Queen on flynubianqueen.com, and she is absolutely off the chain. She is all about being Black and positive, and she she has a gavel. Boy, let me tell you something. She can knock down a building with that thing when she is making a point. I hate to steal somebody's style, but I might have to. But I'm so glad that he said that, because Peggy turned me on to somebody else. Tell him about R.C. Blake's and how he says the same thing that our friend Terrell is saying.
Define a man that's really a man.
Yes, and not a boy.
Right. Well, that's it. You can find a man in your age range, but doesn't mean maturity wise he is where he needs to be, or he's where you need him to be. And there are men out there pretending to be men. They look like men, they walk and talk like men, but they're really little boys that's looking for somebody to mommy them and mother them and scold them and mold them and do all the things that should have been done already in the last 50, 60 years of their life. And now they're looking for a wife, they're looking for a mommy, they're looking for a housemaid, they're looking for a cook and everything else. They want you to bear the burden of protecting them and, just doing the whole gamut.
Yeah, and that's no fun. After the initial attraction and you start to peel away the layers and you find that, that there's this little boy under there, an immature man who is still wanting to play around with women, who wants to have you.
Yeah.
But he wants you to be his, stay at home, be monogamous and committed and faithful to me, but I'm going to play around on you.
Right.
I'm going to talk to other women online. I'm going to engage with them. I'm going to have sex with them or try to have sex with them. I'm not about being a real man. And so therein, of course, lies the problem. And
men not being men, also the in the closet, under the covers, in the dark, men that are pretending to be men, but they are bi and they are what's the proper word? Bi-curious, I guess. And they are right. And women don't know it, that's what their preference are, dual, And so we think we're dealing with a man, that he's the man, and then he's dealing with men just like we want to look at men and feel men and experience men. They want the same experience.
And that's
problem.
Yes, that is a problem.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, on our channel, we don't profess to be experts at all. We will be inviting some experts. You, Mr. Vincent, is he has his own podcast, and if you put your information in so that I can get it up on our screen. But he has his own podcast and he deals with relationships, and I'm so happy to see him on tonight. I'll tell you this, 5 years ago, no more than that, maybe 7 years ago, he worked with me really hard to produce some talk shows and do some other things. And it didn't work out. I guess the timing or whatever wasn't right. I certainly wasn't as ready as I needed to be, but he told me, it was prophetic. He said, listen, in the not too distant future, the way people watch TV, the way media is presented is going to change drastically. There's going to be all sorts of choices. People are not going to be watching TV the way they used to. Nothing will be the same. There are going to be multiple platforms, more than you can imagine. And all of those platforms are going to be looking for content. He said, you need to start now developing content that you can present and sell and put on the variety of platforms that are going to become available. Who was too narrow-minded, too lazy, too blind, too wrapped up with a jealous man to make that happen? Let me raise my hand. Yours truly, it was me. But brother, I want to tell you, you were absolutely right. You were absolutely correct. And now look at it. But you know what they say? It was never too late. It's never too
No.
late. As long as you have breath in your body, you're clothed in your right mind, and you're able to do it, you can. And so now I'm working my way through this, navigating. Girlfriend Peggy and I are going to work on making something special out of our channel. And this is just the beginning. We were talking today about how excited we're going to be to see the growth in this next year of how it changes, and the impression that we make on people and that people make on us. And so it's going to be all about that for us on Raw Talk. And we've been giving it to you real. We've been talking about all kinds of things. Dating in your age range, dating younger than you, sex before marriage, and outside of marriage. If you're a Christian person, then you would say, hey, I know absolutely positively for sure that that's not what you want to do, but or what you should do. If that's not in your best interest, yet uh, yep, we do it anyway. Yes, thank you. Yes, now is the time, and we are certainly taking advantage of that. And it is our plan to focus and to work and to invest in the show to make it grow. So there are going to be a variety of people who have had experiences, people who are dating and relationship experts, who will all be a part of the show, and we look forward to bringing that to people. Yes, yes. Yes, and Shirley, you're right. Shirley knows that sometimes you have to go into your own self before you can come out, and that's exactly how I feel. Um, Thank you, Coco. Yes, it is going to be great. It is going to be great, and you just wait till I learn how to do some more little tricks. It's going to be a lot of fun too. But Peggy and I felt like we have these candid conversations every day, and work on building each other up, or correcting each other. She'll say, "Now listen, girlfriend, Ms.B, that ain't no good. What is he doing? Who does he think he is, not to return your call for no reason except to when he's ready to come and get back in the cookie jar." And so sometimes you need somebody just to check you and say, "Hey, girl, why are you messing around with him? What has he done for you lately?" Make a bunch of false promises. That's what he did, and never followed through on a damn thing. So why are you wasting your time? And I go, "Oh well, Peggy, I like him. I like sleeping with him." We don't talk, but I like sleeping with him. And the sex wasn't bad either. And she's like, "Well, if that's all you want, then go ahead. But you want more than that, and you deserve better."
You deserve better. That's the key word right there. You deserve the better. A beautiful, talented, intelligent woman with so much life and vibrancy and so much to give to the world. And just like I said, you have so much professionalism and radio behind you. And I would say you have to do something. You have to get out there and do something. You cannot just sit back in the background and sit in the dark room and expect something new and fantastic to blossom and flourish. So you have to, and same thing with my writing. I've been writing for 25 years. I feel like it's time for me to come from behind the scenes of writing. And I used to go to churches and different things and community events and write and present the poetry quite often. Sometimes people still call me to come and do something for them. And you just got to push yourself to get out there. You got to push yourself to get out there and do something different, because if you don't, life is coming quickly. It's coming quickly, and you're going to regret it later. Yeah, we're going to regret not getting out there and trying and doing something and you know what I'm saying? Just taking one step, one foot, one day at a time, and trusting and believing God. Give it to Him, and He'll mold it into what it needs to become. We just need to take the first step and start.
And so that's what we're doing. That's what Raw Talk is all about. It is just one of the many ways we're taking the first step. And so I'll be working hard to make the channel the best that it can be. And Peggy is working hard on her projects. And she's going to be sharing some of her poetry with us on the channel as well. Because all of her, you know what? I just thought about this just this instant. Your poetry is like Mary J. Blige's music. Everybody knows that Mary writes out of her experience.
Right.
All right. And she tells the story out of her experience. And sometimes Peggy will write 4 or 5 different pieces of work in a day. You know, when she was in her relationship and her man did something, you know, off the wall or crazy, she went to writing. And so she has a plethora of work on all different sorts of subjects regarding relationships and womanhood. And we're excited about her creating her greeting card line and the book that is going to be published soon. I think we're in the stage now where what's happening now, you're doing the last proofing.
You're doing the last proofing before we can turn it in so that they can start to put it together. But if it's anybody out there that can reach out to me personally and maybe give me some guidance or help me with that's familiar with publishing books, tell them to hit me up.
Yeah, you can leave a comment or something in the message section of the Facebook page, Raw Talk, and Peggy will be able to see that and and let her know. Coco says that's good talk, Peggy, because it's easy to lose ourselves in someone. You get you get easily caught up in the day-to-day, and we do deserve better. You get caught up in the day-to-day relationship with a person, being, real happy one day and aggravated the next, and you can easily lose sight of your goals. That's why it's important to have a man who has something going on, who understands the importance of having his own thing. Because then because he respects that, he understands that, and he can respect and understand that you've got something going on and help you with that. And so we gotta get serious about what it is we need. And because I went after what I wanted. And what I wanted was very superficial. I honestly, I just wasn't ready. I had been tricked and lied to and, all of that kind of stuff so much until I just took that as the norm, that, you start out okay, but the trick was eventually coming. And because that's what I expected, that's what I got. And I went after very superficial things about a man. And I wouldn't necessarily say what he looked like, because I wasn't looking for a pretty boy, and I never got that, excluding my marriage. I'm not talking about marriage, because I got married in my 20s, and I married a handsome man, and I had beautiful children, and all of that was lovely. But once I was divorced and I was just out there, I was just buck wild, just out there, and didn't care. I didn't want a relationship. And that's why I believe I was always attracting unavailable men. All of the men that I attracted were unavailable. They were unavailable emotionally. They were unavailable financially. They were unavailable spiritually. Just unavailable. And when you go after that, when you're superficial in what you're looking for, then that's what you get. And then the end result is disappointment. So I'm going to flip the script. I'm going to change the game for myself and do something different this time. Mainly, I will sit down and cross my legs, because my mama said a man is made to ask and a woman is made to refuse. She said, keep your panties up and your dress down and you'll be all right. Of course, I did not listen to her. So 65 years later, here I am, ready to get smart. And you know, these men out here, they're real tricky. I'll meet them and they'll go, "Oh, you know, listen, we old, we about to die. You better come on. You need to come on and give me this pussy now because you might not make it. You know, you might not make it to the end of the year." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" The devil is a liar. And they want to always rush the point. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Vincent. He says we do what we know until we learn better. And what do they say? When you know better,
you do better.
You do better. You do better. So, you know, that's
you know, the thing stay woke. We have to wake up from that unconscious way of thinking and being and become conscious of what we're doing.
Yes.
Arthur Blake talks about the unconscious queen all the time. We're queens, but we're sleeping, and we're not guarding the castle, and we're letting people run rampant throughout our kingdom, and you know, we sleep, so we don't know what's going on. Everything is happening. So they're running amok, making a mockery of everything, and we sitting back sleeping somewhere. We got to wake up. It's time.
Kim, I love Kim. She has a whole different philosophy. She says, I'm going to stick with what I don't want. She says, I'm not going to talk about what I want. I'm just going to, you know, stick with what I don't want. Sometimes that's easier because as soon as he walks up to you and you see something about him you don't want, you don't have to waste any time.
That's right. That's true. You have to know what you don't want, but that's right. That's why I decided that it wasn't good for me to go forth in that relationship I was in. I felt they was needed to cut it off, to end it, and not bring it into 2021 because I was seeing too many things in the relationship that I didn't like, that I didn't want, that I said I wouldn't deal with. And here I find myself right back again from being single for 4 years, back in the same nonsense again of dealing with the older, mature men. And I've been in relationships with 3 men that were 15 years older than me. For some reason, I equate older with wiser and more mature. So I think they have more sense. I think they're running and playing days are over with. They're ready to be more settled and more into one woman and know what they want. And that's not always the case. So I said, you know what? I'm seeing too many red flags, too many signs. He's too old. I'm too old to be going through this. If that's the case, then maybe I should consider younger men. And I don't want to really consider younger men.
What would be too young for you, in your opinion?
Maybe 5 years younger than me. Not 10. Definitely not 10. Okay. I've done 13 before. When I was, in my 40s, I did 13 years younger than me. Mm-hmm. But and that lasted off and on for about 8 years. So that was pretty, I learned a lot through those 8 years with the younger person. So now I decided that's not what I want. And I did the older person. Now I'm seeing that's not what I want. And it's about the person. It is an individual one-on-one connection.
Yes. It's about the person and not their age. And that's what Vincent says. He says
not how much they make. None of that. Not what they drive, not what kind of shoes they have on. It's not about all of that. It's really more to it than that. Yeah.
And I agree with you, Vincent. He says he's 60 and men his age are the worst. And I would have to agree. I would have to agree with him based on my personal experience. I don't know if they're going through a second midlife crisis, or is it what they say to me, like they feel like they got to hurry up and get all they can. If they can still get it, even the ones that really can't get it, they just want to look at it. They just want to touch it or Can I smell it? Can I see? They just want access to it some kind of way. They are absolutely the all-time worst, and I don't know what that is. I just don't know
Not
why.
all. We're not saying all. Not all, but some of them.
Oh yeah, listen.
Yeah,
We don't. By no means, are we going to come on and paint with a broad brush. I don't like the saying. I don't like that phrase that all men are dogs. I don't even like saying that men are dogs, because then then if he's a dog, then that makes me a bitch. And who you calling a bitch? So I don't do that. I'm not going to disrespect. I'm not going to disrespect the male species by calling them an animal.
Yeah.
But I don't think all men are all any kind of way, but I've been attracting some that are. Now, Vince says, I developed the boyfriend questionnaire to help women weed out bad dates. You did. See, you're going to have to come on and share that with us. And do me a favor, Vince, and put your podcast address or information or the date and time people can follow you or check you out with that, so that I can put it up on the screen. No, exactly. I agree, Kim. Men are dogs, and I'm not interested.
What did Kim say?
Kim says men aren't dogs because dogs are loyal
to their owners.
To that, I need a cool, refreshing beverage.
I'll drink to that. You know what we don't have to do also? Like Andy Cohen, when he does his shows and he asks the question, and every time a certain word is said, you have to take a shot of liquor. Well, we need to have our glasses by. Every time somebody says something that's right on point, I'll sip to that. Okay.
Cheers. And I'm drinking my favorite. I love sparkling water. Tonight I'm drinking LaCroix lemon sparkling water. I like the carbonation, but I don't want the sugar and the dye and all of that good stuff. So I enjoy sparkling water. And Peggy, what is it you like to drink?
Crystal Light.
Okay. All right. So Vince says once he starts his new season, he will share. What I would like for you to do, Vince, is prior to starting your season, come on with us and promote that you are starting your season. How about that? Okay. He says it's 52lovelessons.com. So check out my friend Vincent at 52lovelessons.com. And those are things we need. I recently took, I don't know if anybody else has done this, but I took the love language survey and test. And it helps you identify what your love language is. And my love language is about touch. My love language is touching. That's like tops for me. So it could be touching, it could be affirmations, it could be gifts, it could be
helping.
Which I told Peggy, that's her love language. I'm not even her lover, and I know what her love language is. Her love language is helping. And why is that important to you? What is it about that rings your bell?
It is just refreshing, I guess, to see a man that does not mind. And I had that, and he was awesome when it came to helping me with anything around the house, yard work. When I wanted to cut the branches on the trees and strip them down, he had the garbage bag. He put them up, tied up the bag. And if I had to rake, he put them. I mean, he helped me with the garage. He helped me with this. He would help me with that. Anything that he said, what we doing today? Okay, we're going to work on this room today. We're going to work on that tomorrow. We're going to go do this. We're going to do that. He was always down for whatever it is I wanted to do, and helping is just, it's like you help me, and I just want to love up on you. I just want to return and show my gratitude in a loving kind of way, because I'm just so happy and grateful that you want to be here to help me with things that's most men are not going to think about doing. They don't want to come and help you cut the grass. They don't want to come and help you take care of the house. They don't want to help. They don't want to do those things to help you. And
No.
having a home, it's always work to do. It's always something to do. And doing it by yourself year after year, year in and year out, to have somebody that want to come through and help you out is big for me.
It's tops on your list. I know that.
And if you can fix a car, honey, you can fix
baby.
a car, and you can be a handyman, and you know how to change the garbage disposal, and couple of doorknobs and put some locks on them or whatever. That's like that's hot stuff. That's hot
Let me
stuff.
tell you something. The man who comes along and tells Peggy that he is a general contractor and he can remodel anything, that he can fix anything in that house that goes awry, that he can fix her car overnight, and that he'll keep the yard clean, and he'll clean. She gonna marry him. Period. As soon as he runs down that list, he is off the market. You hear me? Because that's what she wants. Somebody who can come in there and do something. And that's how I got into my second long-term relationship. Only lasted about 3 or 4 years, but that's what happened. He wooed me with his willingness and ability to do a lot of things. He could take the car. Let me tell you, this man could work 14 hours, come home and cook, take my car apart at night, put it back together, and get up in the morning and go to work. He was amazing. It was you can't beat that. And so I was taken in with all of that too, all the things that he could do and was willing to do, and was sweet to me. It took a little while though to peel back the layers and to find out that it wasn't all that it was.
Dogs.
Distorted.
Yeah, it wasn't all that it seemed like. Because he was still a philanderer.
Yeah.
All of those things were good, but he was still a philanderer.
Yeah.
In the worst kind of way. And when you have somebody like myself, who at the time was a public figure, to have this man approaching my friends and my associates with good morning beautiful and hello sexy and all of that kind of carrying on. Oh, honey child. It was not a good thing. Kim says, I will introduce you to my maintenance guys. She says she has about 40 of them for you to choose from. Hey, all right, get a profile, Kim. Get it going. Listen, you could be a madam. You could be not a madam, a matchmaker. A matchmaker. Get us the profile and photos on all 40 of the maintenance men, and we'll see if any of them are worthy of my dear girlfriend Peggy. She's something else. But yeah, we get caught up in those things. So the goal for 2021 is to the goal for 2021 is to do something different. And so now we've stepped out there, we've stepped out on faith, and we have a plan for ourselves. And so what I'm going to do for me, what the man who is looking for me is doing or has already done. I think a man that is sincerely looking for a woman will prepare a place for her. When I talk to the men going forward that I plan on talking to, or a man, when I get to a point where I'm open to having a discussion with someone about being in a relationship with them, I want to know what is your plan to provide for and protect me? Where do you have for me to be? Are you prepared? Do you have a home to bring me to, or are you in a position for us to buy a new home to be in together? What is the plan? What are you planning for your woman? I plan on being emotionally sound, on working out the things that happened with me in the past to make sure that I'm healed from that, and that I can go into a relationship without a lot of pretense or dragging impressions about other men and placing them on this new man, and being ready financially, to be more financially fit, to be more physically fit, and to be healthy and happy and ready for that man who has been preparing for the woman he plans on spending the last years of his life with, to love on and to enjoy. So, that's my plan for 2021. What about you, girlfriend?
Expecting basically for him to be in a better position than I am, all the way around the gamut. I have dated, a guy at one point that was starting over from scratch, that had nothing, that had no place that worked and lived with the Salvation Army to, he worked there, and then he worked his way out of there to get into a group home where he was renting up a room from a home, and he got a car, and then he was working, and he started making small progresses. But I'm beyond that. I don't really want to do that. I don't believe that's the type of man that God has for me. He was a great person. He was an awesome person. When I first met him, as a matter of fact, I asked him about his health and he had his colon checked, and he said he hadn't, and he did. And unfortunately, about 8 months or 9 months after we had been together, he found out that he had cancer, and he refused to take the treatments, and he unfortunately he passed away. But I want him to be, pretty healthy and have his things in order, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, have dealt with his garbage, has done his work, and he's in a place, and he's open and ready to love, and he's ready to take the woman of his dreams into his arms, and that means that whole gambit of everything is
Everything.
there. Yeah.
Everything. Well, that's wonderful. That's what we plan to do. We want to thank you for joining us tonight. We so appreciate it. Please like and follow and share and comment and subscribe and be a part of our journey. We just love having you there. Look forward to having all of you on the show in one capacity or the other, because all of the guests who joined us tonight are just absolutely fabulous people. So we thank you for that. We thank you for that. And we're going to go on every night, but definitely Wednesday nights at 9:00 Eastern. You can catch us on Facebook at Raw Talk, and on YouTube on Real As Women Raw Talk. And so it was lovely being with you. Good night, girlfriend Peggy. You look beautiful.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
I'm Ms.B. Love you, baby.